So today we are living in an age what we call as the digital transformation. Companies, academicians, large number of even institutions have tried their level best to bring a digital transformation of the nature which you are experiencing today. But unfortunately, what I've seen in the last 20 years, we were never able to accomplish this transformation. Courtesy COVID-19, per force, we were forced into this digital transformation. And presently, where we are today, it is in this laptop. Everything has converged. Our work, fun, entertainment, communication, watching movies, literally banking transactions, our intimate social interactions, everything has converged into one single gadget. It might be a pad, it might be an iPad, it might be a mobile phone, a smartphone, or it might be a laptop. So this is where we exist and this is where we live. And there is nobody who can be called as a distinct entity called netizen today. All citizens live in the digital world. You call it netizen or citizen, it's precisely one and the same thing. And people who don't even interact on the digital world, they're also connected in ways unknown. So this is a new paradigm. Home and laptop have become the harsh realities of today's existence. And given the touchless world and the contagion in which we live in COVID-19, I think we have been lucky that we had this technology so that we could graduate our social, our economic life, our professional life, all on this particular domain. As most of you are practitioners in this game, you would be aware of the fact that since 2014, cybersecurity has been the number one national threat for United States of America, and by extrapolation, it is the number one threat, I think, for every single country on the face of this earth. You would also remember that I think around 3 years back, Bank of Bangladesh, Central Bank of Bangladesh, so there was a heist, and in the heist, they lost around $91 million. So this is just to give you a backdrop as to the world in which we live today. But the main issue is, do we understand the cybersecurity world? If we do, we can find ways and means to live in a safe and peaceful manner. What we intend to do as a normal citizen of this country is to get into what I call as the responsible digital living. While you are able to exploit the benefits of the internet age, you also learn how to navigate the digital world without getting bogged down or without being exploited, without being caught by the predators and the pedophiles of the digital world. So this has to be the single most objective, whether it is at the level of the citizen, whether it is level of the CISO, whether it is level at the level of the enterprise, whether it is the level of a government department or the government as such. We try to understand cybersecurity from a very superficial point of view. That cybersecurity means some patch management, some antivirus, some firewall, and cybersecurity is done. Cybersecurity today is as complex and as the enterprise itself, and might be even more complex than the enterprise. The business world exists today on cybersecurity, and if you get into the researches done on why we are not graduating to cloud security, it was primarily for the reason of lack of cybersecurity, lack of confidence. So nearly 74.3% of whatever transition was not happening to the cloud security as per IDC was only because of the security purposes, and that is why we were not taking onto the cloud. But fortunately or unfortunately, COVID came. And today, all of us are on the cloud. Literally, all of us are on the cloud. And every single work which is happening by way of our interaction with large multinational companies, which I call as the IT behemoths, is happening on the cloud. Whether it is Zoom or whether it is the present, I think even go to Google Meet, literally anything and everything happens on the cloud. This whole IT ecosystem is a very complex system, wherein from me, my machine, to the network, to cloud computing, it is a very complex network where there are large places or large points where vulnerabilities arise. And to take care of this whole vulnerability end to end, can be precisely called as cyber security. It might be data, it might be servers, it might be ports, it might be lack of patch management, it might be lack of antivirus, it might be lack of organizational culture, it might be the lack of correct training imparted to that particular individual. It might be because of any other factor, it might be a physical factor also. There are instances wherein physical factors have played a key role. When we talk about Stuxnet, it was a buffered organization, Natanz, the Iran's uranium enrichment plant. But what happened? There was a pen drive thrown there. Somebody picked up the pen drive and put into the system, and lo and behold, that is what we call as the Stuxnet exploit, the first military-grade cyber weapon used in the history of mankind, which I generally call as the 9/11 of cyber security.